In the age of social media, storytelling is being pushed even more, but now that means we need to get our point across more quickly in order for our audiences to stay interested. So I've been making bass videos for about 3.5 years, and I learned a couple things about storytelling in under a minute. Bass videos are essentially, I make a track from scratch, I produce the beat, add my bass under it, and then use my cameras to create cinematic elements in order to put on social media. The way I tend to make my content centers around realistic environments. I don't like to create environments that don't feel like I would be in them. So the things I do, I make my bed, I work on my laptop, I answer phone calls, I center my videos around those things, and I pack it in under a minute in order for it to have some relatability to my audience. So with creating videos under a minute and within the aspects of storytelling, you have to know how to deconstruct the video, breaking it down to its lowest point, the bare bones of the story. So if I'm making my bed, what goes into making my bed? If I'm making lunch, what goes into making my lunch? And how can I film that and visually show it and visually stay captivating in order for my audience to be interested. When I'm making these videos, I'm often doing things that are effortless. Making my bed, talking on the phone, making lunch. Those things I do almost every day. And from the outside looking in, it might seem boring, but it's the way that I deliver it. For the past, I don't know how many, 3 years that I've been doing this, there was a short time when I was really addicted to transitions and effects. So the thing I learned with that is, even though it might be cool to have all these transitions, if it doesn't get the story across, if it doesn't get the point across and have some sort of relatability, it's just a video with effects. That's all it is. In my personal content, with establishing the story, starts with music. Believe it or not, music is a big factor of telling a story. As a musician and producer, I definitely believe that you should be able to tell a story with your beat before anybody else raps on it, before anybody sings on it, because it's so well developed and it's so thought out that it tells a story by itself. Although it might sound difficult and confusing, the way I define my story when making music is sound selection. I'm very particular on the sounds that I choose, from the synths to the way my bass sounds, even the drums that I use. All those push the sound in a direction and they create tone that eventually affects the video and then goes into video editing and then me putting it out. So my strategy with this is actually each week I'm creating a bass video. It's showing a piece of my personality. So all these bass videos that I put out, it's character development. Just like if I'm writing a book, it has to do with, I want to show pieces of my personality. So it might be one day you can tell I'm frustrated when making a bass video. Another day you'll see that I'm struggling making chicken and rice in a dorm. It's all about piecing together Abram. So when you look at my page and you look at my stories, you see this, I can feel for this dude. This is some dude I can actually talk to and vibe with. When I'm actually making the tracks, I follow a process. So I look at it as if I'm writing a book. So we have the slow intro, the full climactic middle, and then the resolution, slowly dying at the end. And that's how I try to do that. So 0 to 15 seconds might be the intro. The 20-second mark to 40-second mark is the climactic part, and then the 40 till the minute or the 50 till the minute, and that's the close. It just depends on how I'm feeling about the sample and the video and how I see it in my mind, that I can kind of construct it. But the way I do this and the way I set it up is I want it to be easily transferable. Is when I pick up a camera, I already know the base template of how I want it to look and how I want it to flow, because I can't have one section, the music part, where it's all put together and then no plan for when I pick up a camera. That's just a waste of time. So within my process for making the video, one of the things that I actually do is I play the music in the background. I might not have the track fully fleshed out, but I have a rough template of how I want it to sound, and I'll just play it in the background on repeat while I'm doing all these shots, because as I continue to do that, one, I memorize the track, and two, I see the timeline when I'm editing it in my head. So then it's really just like putting the pieces together and then shipping it off. And we refine pieces each time I'm putting clips in, but if I have that music in the background, it organizes my thoughts and shows me what, one, is realistic, and two, what can be done in a timely manner. So when I have the music on in the background and have that piece of organization in my mind, it allows me to focus on the technical things like exposure, framing. It allows me to set up the shots around me like how I see it in my mind, so I don't have to do things off the cuff, which eventually in the edit, when I'm editing it, it starts to make you frustrated, and I don't want that, because one, if I'm telling a story in under a minute and I add a level of frustration to it, it's not going to get the point across. I'm just going to do it just to get it out so it's out of my way. So with me being by myself, there has been multiple times a level of frustration because I don't have anyone holding the camera. It's me that has to get the point across. It's me that has to tell the story, and some of the shots that I really want, I can't do. I can't, I'm not about to tape my camera to the wall because it's too heavy. I'm not about to climb and ask people who haven't held a camera before to do all these shots for me, so I had to finesse it and figure it out. And that's the thing overall that's really helped me with both having no one really to assist me in making these videos. I made everything from scratch, the beats from scratch, and I've done the videos from by myself as well. So I've learned that telling the story really relies on your skill, your imagination, and really what you can do. So you really just have to go out and tell the story.